Ooh, that looks so cool. We're joined by the rescue BETTA. The BETTA on top I literally thought was a minnow. A BETTA sorority tank. Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. This video right here is a very long awaited one, as many of you have sent in pictures and requests, and we actually did surpass the like goal as well for me to do part 2, kind of like make it a little mini series. But today I'm gonna go ahead and do a little spin-off of reacting to my subscribers' tanks and do a reacting to your BETTA tanks. I know I post a lot of BETTA videos on my channel and you guys love them. I also know a lot of you do have BETTAs, so here it is, reacting to your BETTA tanks. I'm really excited, and keep sending in your submissions. Also, just to make it a little bit easier for me, if you guys can take the pictures from a distance, it'll make it easier so I can see the entire tank. And if you could take it like sideways, just so that like we can fill up the whole screen, we can make it nice and big on here so everyone can see it, that would be really helpful. But this is the email right down here, fishnessfans@gmail.com. You can go ahead and send in your submissions. And last thing before we get into this video, because you guys passed the last like goal for an episode 3, we need to hit 1,500 likes. So 1,500 likes and I will do a part 3 and we can figure out what kind of reacting to tanks we want to do. Let's go ahead and get right into it. You guys sent in some amazing tanks, so let's get right into it right now. All right, the first one says, I'm gonna go ahead real quick and read the email that they sent. Wow, okay, so this first tank right here comes from someone in Malaysia. I'm not really sure how to pronounce their name, so I don't wanna like butcher it. They don't have a heater in their tank because I guess their room temperature stays good, stays at the temperature it needs to, and they don't get winter. It's just summer all year round, which is kind of cool. So this is the tank right here. I think the BETTA's name is Jun. It is about 3 gallons. There's some Indian almond leaves, it looks like, driftwood, some sort of, I can't remember what plant that is. You guys can comment down below if you guys know what it is, but in the back, the like little squiggly plants. Also looks like there is some sort of moss in the front and a really vibrant BETTA. Oh yeah, also we're joined by the rescue BETTA in the back right here for these reactions. On to the next one right here. Emma sent in a picture of her giant male BETTA Rambo. Love the name. Also love how the BETTA fish looks. Now, just a couple suggestions. It is a giant BETTA, which does mean that it's bigger than the average BETTA. And usually for an average BETTA, I would recommend the smallest tank being a 2.5 gallon, probably 3. But for your giant male BETTA, I would probably recommend a 5 gallon if you can. Also a filter, a heater, and some live plants I'm sure your BETTA would really appreciate. Your BETTA still looks really healthy. Your tank is really colorful. You could even use the same gravel in your new tank as well if you're able to get one, but those are just some of my recommendations. On to the next one, we have, this is my BETTA fish Milo and his top fin shark tank. Oh, that's kind of cool. So it is a tank that actually has like a shark fin on top of it. SpongeBob like figurines next to it, which I think is like a really cool setup because they also have Squidward's house in the tank. So it's kind of a really cool theme. I do really like SpongeBob. As you guys know, my logo is the SpongeBob logo, just recreated into saying Planet Fishness, which if you guys want to cop some of my merch, I would really appreciate it. All the money from the merch goes to rescuing animals and feeding animals and everything, but the link will be down below for my merch. But really like the tank. I'm not sure how many gallons it is, but again, just make sure your decorations aren't sharp. I recommend 2.5 gallons being the smallest for your tank. You do have a filter in there, which is pretty cool, and there's like a blue light and stuff. I think it adds a little bit of pop to it. Maybe just switch out the fake plant for a live plant, depends on how big the tank is, but looks pretty good. So this next one is from Quinn, and just from the little glimpse of the pictures I can see, it looks really colorful. But this is their first aquarium, and there's Marshmallow the BETTA and Coconut the snail, which I love the name Coconut for a snail because they kind of look like little coconuts sometimes. This tank right here, I don't know how big it is, but it looks like it's probably at least a 5 gallon, maybe a 2.5, I don't know. But the BETTA named Marshmallow, I see why it's named Marshmallow now, it's all white. You got some really cool plants in there. Looks like they're like silicone, silk, and live plants. And then you have a little mushroom hut, which looks so cool. Also, it looks like your tank has a blue light setting, and it makes the BETTA look blue because it's white, so like it makes it look blue. And all the colors in the tank just really pop from the decorations. So that's really cool. I love your tank. I don't really have any like recommendations or anything, just nice tank. Okay, this one right here is from Catherine. It is a Japanese themed tank for their son, Mercury, and it's a half moon blood BETTA. Let's check this thing out. Ooh, that looks so cool. All right, so they have a red BETTA. It looks like it's probably like a 2.5 gallon, 3 gallon tank, which is perfect. They have a little dragon decoration, have a thermometer in the back, a live plant that I see, a heater. They got everything. They got the whole setup. and I really love this style of a tank. I've been wanting to do a tank style like this because I really appreciate other cultures. The gravel matches the BETTA. Like, that just looks so cool. It looks like lava. I don't know. I love the tank. It looks really great. I'm sure your son loves it, and excellent job setting it up. Next we have Darian, who sent in, this is a female BETTA 10-gallon tank. So let's check it out. Ooh, that looks really icy. All right, so they have, looks like they have one of those dragon decorations in the back as well. Another dragon like head. They have some marbles scattered around, which does add some colors of pop. They got a bunch of live plants which look like they're doing really well. Great setup, looks really good. Also, because it's a 10-gallon and you have a female BETTA, you could turn it into, if you add a few more plants and maybe a couple more hides, you could definitely add in like a school of neon tetras, even a couple snails, maybe some shrimp. Great tank, I love it. Colors pop, it looks awesome. All right, next up we have a 10-gallon female BETTA tank from Kristen, and it is occupied by 2 female BETTAs. They were both rescues from Petco. So first off, great job rescuing them. But wow, this tank looks so good. It looks like you have a lot of the plants from Walmart, like the aquaculture plants. If you guys remember, I kind of mentioned it in my last video of the items not to buy, but they are on the softer side, and I don't think they're terrible for BETTAs. Also, you have a huge amount of them, which definitely provides them enough safety and comfort and territory where they're not really gonna fight. So that's really cool that you have a double BETTA tank and that they were both rescues as well. I love how it looks. Great job setting it up. I hope your BETTAs are doing well. And on to the next one. So the next one right here is from Jessica. This is Lotus, a koi BETTA in a 5.5-gallon tank. They said that he's happy, but they might get a tank mate for it. Okay, so first off, again, I love this theme of a tank. You have bamboo, looks like live bamboo, a couple fake plants, but they look like they're pretty soft, so props to you on that. And you have 2 decorations that kind of go together well, and also a little leaf hammock, which I'm sure your BETTA loves. So I definitely think you should get a tank mate and just try it out. I definitely recommend, if you want to maybe start with some sort of like shrimp or something like that, something that, I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Okay, wait. Now, back to the tank. So I would definitely try out something like snails or shrimp. It's kind of up to you, depends on like, why are they calling me again? So for the 50th time, I would recommend doing something like snails or shrimp. If you've never had tank mates before, you never know how aggressive or not aggressive your BETTA will be. Like, for instance, I had Mufasa with 2 cherry shrimp and he never touched them. So it just kind of depends on like the BETTA, depends on how your BETTA behaves and stuff. So you just want to try it out first, and then you can kind of go from there and determine what you want. But I definitely think with a 5.5-gallon and the way your tank is set up that you could have some tank mates. So the next one right here, we have Kathy, who sent multiple of their tanks, but because I'm reacting to the BETTA tanks, I'm just going to do the BETTA one for now, and I may react to your other tanks in the other videos. But we have a BETTA sorority tank. So I don't know how big this tank is. Looks like there's about 5, I want to say, 5 female BETTAs. Is that a guppy up there? My phone won't let me expand the picture, but I do think that the tank is really nice. I think there's plenty of plants in there. They all look really good. All the fish look really happy and healthy. Like your setup, good tank. On to the next one right here. Sean sent in a 5-gallon tank with their koi BETTA Rusty. Let's check it out. All right, so this right here, like they said, is a koi BETTA, which looks really cool. I love koi BETTAs. They're very colorful, tons of different patterns that they have. And you have some dragonstone, moss ball, a couple other plants, and again, it's that plant that I just can't remember the name of. You do have a filter, heater, all the good stuff in there. Everything looks really good. Only recommendation is that you could fill up the tank more if you wanted to. Like, you can fill it all the way up to the output of the filter. It will give your BETTA more swim room and probably make it a little bit happier. You could also add like a BETTA log, and then it would have like a cave at the top of the water. My BETTA Lila really likes that, so could do that as well. But other than that though, I mean, your tank looks really good, your BETTA looks really healthy, so great job on it. Up next we have Taylor. It is a 2.5 gallon, there's a 2.5 gallon, 3.5 gallon, and a 5.5 gallon, featuring the BETTA that they rescued and their transformation. So let's check this out. The BETTA on top I literally thought was a minnow because it's all gray and white. Then you see the transformation, and that's just amazing. Amazing job with that rescue. I really hope that our little rescue here turns out nice and colorful and big and healthy. But here is, I believe this is the 5.5 gallon tank, probably a fluval, I'm guessing. But I love the tank. I love it so much. There are so many different plants and driftwood. You have all the proper equipment. I'm guessing that the rescue BETTA is in that tank, the one with the transformation. But I love the tank. Your BETTA looks really healthy. Amazing job rescuing it. And then also you have another tank, I think is the 3.5 gallon, with a bunch of cool plants, and it looks like a betta that almost looks like Lila. It's like all white and then its fins are just blue, which is really cool. So awesome tanks, love all the setups. On to the next one. This one, I'm telling you guys, is so cool. I saw this when I was going through my email. It's awesome. So this right here, Molly sent in, I don't know the size of the tank, but they do have an Instagram, which you guys can send me those, by the way, and I can put them like in the video. You can't tell me that's not a cool tank. Like, that is so cool. So the dragon stone is kind of making like a cave, and then there's a bunch of like duckweed or something at the very top, and a bunch of live plants, awesome gravel, and a koi betta, I'm guessing named Patches, with some zebra danios. It looks like a little school of them there, but this tank is awesome. Oh, and it looks like there's a snail at the top right. I hope one day I can have a tank like that, because I haven't yet been able to set up one that lasts that long, except for Mufasa's tank, which does have like dragonstone and some live plants in it, some shrimp. It looks really, really cool, but I definitely want to do something even more interesting with the dragonstone like this, where it kind of like makes a cave. I think that's awesome. So amazing tank. Your betta looks really healthy, along with its little friends, its little tank mates. The next one right here, this person sent in from Korea. It's a 5-gallon tank, an external filter, soil, live plants, looks like a koi betta, and there's like a little leaf hammock. This thing is so cool. I love seeing escape tanks like this. They just fascinate me, and I really cannot wait to be able to make one like this, because I love rimless tanks, especially with bettas, because I just think it looks so much better. It really makes the colors of the betta pop, and you did an amazing job setting up. So great tank, great job. All right, and last up right here we have Lisette. It is a 5.5 gallon tank. They've had the betta for about 2 months now. It is a male pink orchid. There's some ghost shrimp in the tank as well. They have Anubias, Amazon swords, Nino fern, a few moss balls. Whew, you guys see how much that pops? I love a black background in a tank. I haven't gotten to do it yet, but it looks really cool, especially with a white/pink betta, especially one with like really big fins and a big tail. I think it makes it pop so much with all the live plants, the soil, the rocks, everything just looks so good. It really makes the betta pop. Here's also a close-up picture of the betta, which looks so cool. I love that so much. Thank you everyone for sending in your pictures. Don't forget, you can still send them in, because I want to kind of make this a series and do one of these maybe like once a month or something like that. Don't forget to hit that like button, because 1,500 likes and I will do an episode 3 and we can come up with some sort of theme for it. This one was betta tanks. Maybe we can do community tanks next. I don't know, we can figure it out. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sending in your tanks. All of your tanks look amazing. And don't forget to stay tuned for next video on the items you should buy for a betta tank, as well as a little update in the video of our rescue betta. Yeah, I think that is it for this video, guys. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, check out my Instagram, check out my Patreon. Thank you guys so much for the support. Oh, and my merch as well. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.